Evam Kamsachanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum Bhishmadrona Tata Jayadrata Jala Gandhara Nilotpala Shalyagrahavati Kripena Vahani Karnena Velakula Ashwathama Vikarna Ghora Makara Duryodhana Vartini Sotirna Khalu Pandavai Rananadi Kaivartaga Keshavaha Parasharya Vachasaroja Mamalam Hitartha Gandhotkatam Nanakyanaka Kesaram Harikata Sambodhana Bodhitam Loke Sajjana Shatpatairaharaha Pipiyamanam Muda Bhuyad Bharata Pankajam Kalimala Pradvamshina Shreyase Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langayate Girim Yatkripa Tamaham Vande Paramananda Madhavam Yam Brahma Varunendra Rudra Marutah Stundanti Divyaistavaihi Vedai Sanga Padakramopanishadai Gayanti Yam Samaga Dhyanavastita Tadgatena Manasa Pashyanti Yam Yoginah Yasyantam na vidussura suragana devaya tasmai namaha. Om Jai Shri Krishna. We go into chapter 16, Bhagavad Gita. Ata Shodashodhyayah Shri Bhagavan Uvacha. So Bhagavan, Sri Krishna is invoked as Bhagavan, is mentioned as Bhagavan. Not just a Bhagavan, not just a Bhagavan in the sense here he plays the role of a Guru, Atma Vidya Guru. He unfolds your Swarupa to you. And he also says, the teacher says, what prevents you from seeing your own Swarupa? You are looking into, you can't look at yourself other than through a reflecting surface. For the bimba to be seen, you need a reflecting surface. It is called Chadarshakam, mirror. Sorry. The bimba can be seen only through a Chadarshakam, reflecting surface. What you see in the reflection, in the reflecting surface, is not bimba. It is called pratibimba. It's a reflection. For example, what I am seeing on the screen here is not me. Okay, it's only a reflection. To that extent, it is unreal. It is mithya. I part my hair on the left. There, the mirror image is different. Okay. With a little bit of light, we can enhance what we look at. You can make me look dark. You can make me look fair. All that can be done. And these days, the technology, you can crop this, you can crop that. I don't know what all you will crop. So, bimba, pratibimba, seen through a chadarshaka. Chadarshaka means a reflecting surface. What is the reflecting surface here? The reflecting surface is your. And then having reflected, somebody has to tell you, this is a convex mirror, therefore your nose is appearing this big. This is a concave mirror, that's why your cheeks are appearing hollowed. It's a broken mirror, that's why your splintered image. So somebody has to point it out. The other things you will think I'm born with a big nose and you can do nothing about it. Okay? So somebody has to point out. In the same way, the Shastras act as a chadarshaka, reflects you. And the Guru unfolds the Swarupa. He says what you see is only an image, but what you are is to be known. Is to be known. Okay? Let's go back to our famous story. Very famous story. Very powerful. I have told you so many times. How many times I would have told? There was a kingdom in which The younger brother of the Raja rose in revolt and by conspiracy killed his brother, his wife, and the older child, and everybody, and seized the kingdom. There was one small child, son, and before the conspirators could reach the son, the Dai, no? She took hold of the son and ran away from the palace. And she left her child there. So her child was killed, and the Raja, actual prince, was taken away. And she brought him up well. At some point of time, before he became much too old to know things, she had her illness and shock of losing her son, her husband, and everything. So she passed away. So before her death, she entrusted this child to a tribal chief and said, take care of this. And said, this is actually the prince belonging to that kingdom. Take good care. And the tribal chief took care of the child. So after this, conspirators were also vanquished sometime. 17, 18 years it took. They vanquished. The faithful minister then announced in the Sabha that actually one child is alive. Out of Raja's 4 children, 3 were killed, 1 is alive. Our nurse took the child and has deposited him safely somewhere. We have to go search. So they went searching. They found this prince in that Kabila. And that chieftain said, yes, this nurse gave her to me. And there was one of those lockets and things like that, that tattoo and things like that were there. So they discovered and they brought him to the palace. True to his habit in the jungle, living among tribes, he did not know how to sit on a dining table. I mean, he did sit at the dining table, not on the dining. He knew how to sit on the table, where it was like sitting on a tree. But he didn't know how to sit at the table. He also did not know how to use cutlery and eat. So when fruit was placed, that's how, banana he peeled with his mouth and ate. And he never wore clothes properly, never washed. So much of daddy, imagine the age of daddy at 20 and he has not shaved for the last so many years. So what happened is, they called the Sabha, some of the scholars, elderly people were called. They said, you have to refine him and make him into a Raja. Now tell me, does he have to become a Raja? He already is Raja by virtue of his birth, by virtue of being the firstborn, and his father having passed away, he is Raja. He is Raja. He does not have to become Raja. So that has to be told to him. Then they said, this Raja has certain habits befitting becoming of a Raja. They told him, Raja does not sit on the dining table, sit at the dining table. He does not wear clothes ulta sida, he has to wear it properly. He does not shave himself, he gives himself to the royal barber who gives him a royal shave. He has to have his hairstyle done, he has to have a tilaka, his eyebrows have to be done daily. He has to have makara kundala. He has to smell good, dress well, and he has to learn to sit in appropriate posture. He has to learn to walk appropriately. He has to learn to eat, the tips of his fingers without soiling the whole hand and not kajak and things like that. So he is a Raja. Behavior befitting the Raja has to be learned. That's exactly what the Shastra is telling you. It says you are Raja, bhai. You where you are, you always will be Raja. But because you have not known that you are Raja, you have picked up habits which are un-Raja, like unbecoming of a Raja. Therefore, the Shastra shows you how you are Raja, and through Dharma, it tells you how to behave like a Raja. That is the purport of the Gita, and that is the purpose of your life. There is no other purpose in life. Everything else is incidental. There is only one purpose in life, that is to know your Swarupa. और कोई आपका उद्देश्य है ही नहीं जीवन में. You have to know yourself. That's all is your goal. And for knowing the goal, you have to go to the Shastra. And for understanding the Shastra, you must go to a guru who knows the Shastra. Not only knows, he knows how to teach the Shastra. Only then it will work. Otherwise, you will continue to be climbing trees and eating bananas. कोई उपाय नहीं. ज्ञान ज्ञानम विना moksho na siddhyati. Without jnanam, you will not get to smell moksha. That much clarity one should have before touching Vedanta. And having touched Vedanta and having studied 16 chapters, you should not have doubt. If you have doubt, means there is a problem. What is the problem? See, there was a fellow who went to a tea shop and he told that fellow, I want a cup of tea. In Bombay, you have a cutting chai. There's a glass. They give you a particular cutting chai. And that chai is a chai. And then he says, put 8 spoons of sugar. Is 8 spoons? He says, yeah, 8 spoons you put. So that vendor put 8 spoons of sugar. So charged him for the tea and also charged him for the sugar. And the लीजिए साहब. This fellow sips and says, ये कड़वा है. Very, very bitter. He said, no, put 2 more, 3 or spoons. He said, 2 or 3 be dal, put 3 more spoons. Still bitter. Then one fellow was sitting, an old man was sitting. He said, you do something, take a spoon and stir it a little bit. He said, oh my God, this is tea or sharbat? So, inputs have gone into us. You are Ananda Swarupa, Guru has revealed to you. Shastra revealed, Guru Mukhena has been revealed to you. But how do you feel? Yeah, Ananda Swarupa, bhai, I'm always restless and I'm unhappy. हम तो दुख स्वरूपा है. So Guru says, stir it a little bit. This knowledge, stir it a little bit. When you stir it, the knowledge will percolate into the whole system and you will be blessed. And sometimes, and for this percolation understanding, you need buddhi. Only buddhi will understand. You cannot understand in hand, leg and any other place. You have to understand it only in the buddhi. That's why they show, in a picture of an enlightened man, they will show a light behind. What is the light behind? Buddhi has understood and assimilated. Doesn't mean tube light will burn behind you. ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. Show sign of enlightenment. So buddhi, it should be known in the buddhi. And so let's see one more drishtanta. There is a cup which is full of milk. I add more milk. What will happen? Overflow. In the same way, your buddhi is full of conflicts. Is this okay? Is this okay? Is this okay? Is that okay? Is that okay? I am doing like that. Is that okay? Full of junk. And unless that junk is removed, new knowledge cannot go inside. So for junk removal, you have what is called chitta shuddhi. And for focus, you need what is called chitta ekagrata. Chitta shuddhi, chitta ekagrata, chitta vishalata. It should be able to accommodate, it should be able to relate and make it my own knowledge. Okay, that's how the buddhi has to work. And what prevents the buddhi? What is the muck and junk that collects in your system? That is what Krishna is explaining in this chapter. What prevents you? What are the pratibandhaka obstacles? Okay. See, unfortunately, what has happened? All these texts, many of them, why many of them? All these texts are available in Sanskrit. And one set of translation was done by people who know Sanskrit but did not know English. Then came a set of people who knew English but did not know Sanskrit. Now comes a third group which does not know Sanskrit, does not know English. So what you get in your book is all crazy translation. So translation is a problem. So before you conclude your knowledge based on translations, you should ensure that you go to an authentic source. And what is the authentic source? A teacher following traditional teaching. Okay, I chant, I chanted in the beginning. Sada Shiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. That means I am showing you that I come from a tradition. What is the tradition? The teaching started with, it started with Sadashiva. Okay, and then Madhyama means in between the chain. Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyama. That is in the middle, a jewel of a teacher called Shankaracharya. And from that lineage came my teacher, Sri Swami Dayananda Saraswati, Sri Swami Atmatriptananda Saraswati, Sri Swami Paramarthananda Saraswati. It came from an unbroken chain and came to me. So I'm not arrogating to myself anything. I'm only saying I'm thankful to this tradition which has told me how to teach this to you. This is the beauty of this sloka. Therefore, this has to be understood not just by mere translation, but by a little more, you have to do a little more subtle understanding, careful. It is called prati bodha. I say something, you can ask questions related to that, and then we examine the principles, we see our differences, and then come and say, okay, this is the way I have to understand. We don't prove anybody wrong. But I will have to tell you where is your understanding is going on the wrong track. I will tell you this understanding is wrong. So there are certain things I'll have to tell you. So in this chapter 16, first he talked about Daiva Sampat. Daiva Sampat means that it's assets for you. Sampat, divine qualities. Change the divine qualities to another refined qualities, which give you chitta ekagrata, which give you chitta vishalata, which frees you from all this, which gives you chitta shuddhi. Three things are very important. Unless this database, this receiving instrument is properly maintained, you will not get anything. You will get a lot of things, it will remain in information. It will not make an iota of difference to your lives. Okay? So it gives me chitta shuddhi, chitta ekagrata, chitta vishalata. What with the refined lifestyle, refined values. And what were they? We saw in the beginning of this chapter, abhayam sattva samshuddhi. We saw that. After saying that, he says, this body mind sense complex, it is called a karya karana sanghata. This is a karya, a product. Karana, there is a cause. So karya karana sanghata, coming together of the karya of the karana manifesting as the karya. And it is a mixture. There is a mixture. What is a mixture? There is a Chaitanya portion. There is a Prakriti portion. Prakriti, there is a intelligent cause and there is also a material cause. The material cause is known as Prakriti. The intelligent cause is known as Chaitanyam. So in me, there is a Chaitanya Swarupam. You know, you yourself know. So there is a Chaitanya Swarupam. There is also a Prakriti, a Chetana Swarupa. Now what has happened is both of them have got mixed. The Chaitanya Swarupam is not seen. The Achetana Swarupam is seen. So I conclude, Achetana Swarupam is me. Jo dikhta hai wo main hu. That's how I assumed. The teacher says no. Whatever you see need not be true. Example, sunrise. Do you see the sunrise? Is it true? It's only an appearance. Actually, the sun never rises or sets. So what you see need not be true, and the truth need not negate, need not, what do you call, dismiss what you see. You can see, yet appreciate the truth. There is no blue sky. Yet you can write poems on the blue sky. You don't dismiss the blue sky. Insightfully, you understand the blue sky. Okay? And for this understanding to happen, you must have Devi Sampatti. You must have that, that edge. That edge. Otherwise, the brain becomes dull. And when you say Asura, Asura doesn't mean he's a Rakshasa monster. Asura means a fellow is selfish. Predominantly selfish. Ignores dharma for personal needs. Justifies personal agenda over public agenda, and he finds some reason for justification. He will even quote the scriptures. Instead, Krishna said it is okay. So these are the issues, and such issues are called Asura Sampatti. Asura Sampatti means gross value, gross behavior, which prevents your buddhi from having this edge. That was what we were saying. We saw up to um, verse number 11. We saw Chintam aparimeyam cha pralayantam upashritaha kamopa bhoga paramaha etavadita nischitaha upashrita. Upashrita firmly holding on to. Aparimeyam deeply and firmly holding on to. How long? Pralayantam, lifelong you hold on to. What are the values? Okay, what are the things you hold on? Anxiety. Will this happen or will this not happen? Is this right or not right? Arey, mera kya hoga? Okay, these kind of thoughts. Chintam, kama, upabhoga, paramam. For me, enjoyment is above everything else. Okay, nischitaha, I am convinced. Iti etavat. This much alone is life. This is the thought of people, unrefined people. They may dress well, okay, they may dress well, they may look well, they may look very smart, handsome, but unfortunately, this is given to Asura tendencies. Asura tendencies behaving in a most selfish and unrefined manner. Okay, let's see first. What happens to such people? Uh, Not meant for you to judge yourself. Okay, don't say I am Asura. Once in a while you can have this, but if you get the moment you recognize these Asura tendencies, this will not bother you. That's something very important. Objectivity. Don't expect that I will always be Sura and not Asura. Sometimes Asura feeling will come. All you need to do, one machar coming into the room, you will become an Asura. One mosquito can drive you. Okay, one bad experience can finish you off. But when the Asura tendency comes, I quickly, objectively, like this is Asura, I will not allow this. I will not allow this to muck my brain. See, you're all working on computers, all of you. You want to download something, and it says, there is a virus risk. But it says, do you want to download anyway? Will you do that? You know that much insurance. But if it is some other fellow's computer, I do it anyway. Office computer, do it. If nobody is watching, do it. But these days it's not possible. Everything is programmed, everything anybody can catch. So you would not deliberately harm, but it happens willy-nilly. If it happens, you immediately, objectively, pragmatically neutralize it. Okay? So these are such qualities. They are not meant to say he is like this, he is like this, he is like this, or I am like this. Not meant to sit on judgment, not meant to have hair-splitting argument. Okay? Verse number 12. आशापाशशतैर्बद्धाः आशापाशशतैर्बद्धाः कामक्रोधपरायणाः Kama Krodha Parayanaha. Whole verse. Asha Pasha Shatair Baddhaha Kama Krodha Parayanaha Ihante Kama Bhogartham Ihante Kama Bhogartham Anyayenartha Sanchayan Anyane Anyane Anyayenartha Sanchayan. Okay, all verse. Asha Pasha Shatair Baddhaha Kama Krodha Parayanaha Ihante Kama Bhogartham Anyayenartha Sanchayan. Let's do word by word understanding. Baddha, bound. Acha. What are you bound by? All of us. Asha, Pasha. It is Pasha means rope, you know. Asha, Pasha, Shatai. Hundreds of expectation. You are bound as though by hundreds of thick ropes. All of them are Asha. Desire and expectation. Okay, and if it is, and then what happens when your expectation not fulfilled? What happens? Kama Krodha Parayanaha. You are given to Krodha. Okay, what was an ordinary desire became Pasham, very strong. Okay, and when that expectation is not fulfilled, you are given to anger, kama, krodha, parayana. And when you get into this grip, what happens? Ihante, they search. What? Artha sanchayan. Money is the most important thing for me. Money and comforts. I want assets. I want security. The security, they call a piece of paper a security. So, ihante artha sanchayan. How? Anyayena. Not following dharma at all. For what? Kama bhogartham. For the sake of enjoyment, for the sake of security, this person bound by asha pasha, expectations, and they are not fulfilled, gives birth to krodha, and they even more strongly seek artha. Because see, my expectations are not fulfilled. I wanted something, something is not done. So what do I do? Yeah, as a middle class man, nobody cares for me. That's the first thought. No? As a middle class man, nobody cares. But suppose I was a multi-billionaire, no? This everybody will stand in queue. Then heck in it. This thought is there in everybody. So, artha sanchayan. How? Anyayena. I want money by hook or by crook. What for? Kama bhogartham. So that I am powerful in terms of money. I can buy just about what I want. Sir, ticket full, sir. I want. How I get it is your business. Sir, 25,000. I take 5,000 more, but I want it. You see, do you see people behaving like this? Asuri tendency. And what will it happen? Chitta ekagrata will be affected. Chitta vishalata will never come. You will not go near Chitta vishalata. And you will be stuck in Ashuddha Chitta. You will be stuck in Ashuddha Chitta. Meaning, hey, I am such a rich man. How can they ignore me? You can see that. How can they tell me to park at the back? I want parking space here. How can they ask me to go down the aisle? I should go to immediate side entrance. Have you not seen people like this? I should get preferential boarding. I should be the first to disembark from the flight. I will not wait in the baggage what is that? Belt. I cannot wait in immigration queues. Have you not seen people like that? What are they? Kama bhogartham anyayena artha sanchayana Kama, krodha, driven by anger, driven by throwing your weight around. What does it do? Affects your chitta shuddhi. And chitta shuddhi effect means you are, the mental growth is not there. You have not grown, you have not matured. Okay, you're an animal in better looking clothes and better quality houses. Yeah, animals are better behaved. Animals are any day better behaved. Okay, let's. How do these people talk? Idamadhyamaya labdham, idamadhyamaya labdham, imam prapse manoratham, imam prapse manoratham, idamastidamapi me, idamastidamapi me, bhavishyati punardhanam, bhavishyati punardhanam. So idamadhyam. Madhyam. It should be broken like this. Idam labdham. This has been obtained. Maya adhya. I bought this 5 crore rupees property in this exclusive locality. How are they advertising these days? Have you seen? Exclusive property. Just 8 bespoke houses. No noise, nothing. 8 houses. And what's the cost? 12 crores per property. After that, you have to do interiors, another 1 crore. Then registration, all that is there. And how do you talk? I got this. It's mine. It's a building which nobody in this city has. Okay. Idam labdham. Okay. Maya adhya. Adhya means today. I got it today. See what I've got? See, I bought this today. Just released and I got it. A new phone has come these days. Very often, when you are on a phone and you are seeing what you call video, the neighbor will always peep. Whoever he may be, kya dekhta hai? A new phone has come. You can press a button. These two fellows will see your patterns. Only you can see. New phone has come. I got this today, man. 1,80,000 rupees. Huh? Idam labdham maya adhya. Then what else do you say? Imam prapse manoratham. I have so many desires and I will fulfill them. If there is a new one in the market, I must be the first man to get it. Prapsye, I shall attain. Imam manoratham, all the desired objects, shortly, may asti, I have. Okay, first, Imam prapsye, first is future. I shall attain whatever I desire. Whatever I desire, I will have. This is the thought process, okay? Then, may asti, I have, idam dhanam. I have invested wisely. Okay, one is abundance, I have enough. Another is, nobody like me, man. It doesn't stop with 1 crore, 1 crore. Now people are talking about 200,000 crores. That's the kind of money they want. See, once upon a time, 40, late 40, when India got independence and things like that, if somebody did about 40, 1 crore or something, it was considered great. Now 1 lakh crore is considered a chiller, not even note. So, idam dhanam me asti, I have. Bhavishyati, there will be. Idam api punaha. This 1,000 crores will pay me so much and reinvested, it will get me this much. That's how you calculate, don't you? That's how these funds sell you, no? Sir, you invest 25,000 rupees for so many years. Thereafter, for the next 20 years, you will get back so much, and on something happening, this will come back to you. I am gone, it will come back to whom? Then he says, sir, put it in your grandfather's name and grandchild's name, this name, that name. This is how they sell, na? Sir, after 5 years, this will happen. After 3 years, this will happen. This is the thought process. Idam adhyamaya labdham imam prapse manoratham idamastidamapi me bhavishyati punardhanam. I have so much I can earn. Any moment I can earn. Whatever I want, I can earn. What is it? Damba. This is called Damba. Damba, manifest. Acha, look at further. Huh? See, there's not much, it is more of in-depth philosophy is not there. It is a certain analysis of behavior patterns. So when somebody behaves like this, you can say the karanam is, what is the karanam? Ajnanam. Somebody says, I want a lot of money. I feel insecure. What is the reason? Ajnana. What is the ajnana of what? My swarupa. My swarupa that for living happily, I don't need anything. These are the facilities I have, okay, to help me understand that I don't need it. Why do I need so much money? To understand that I don't need money. Money, that this is learned, from childhood we have learned. How did value for money develop in you? Check. As a child, I went with my father to a shop. I told my father, Appa, and my father told the shopkeeper, and that fellow gave it to me. Then I found something exchanging hands, something colorful from my father's hand to that fellow's hand. I didn't understand. After again I said, Abba, understand and good color changed. Okay. Then as I grew up, I understood that this colorful piece of note is called money. And if I give this colorful note, or I promise to give this note, I get what I want. So I realize money buys. As I grow older, I realize nothing buys like money. Anything I can buy with money. It's a well assimilated value. How will it go suddenly? And if I am brought up in this well assimilated value, money can buy anything. I can get anything done with money. It is a well ingrained habit. Even all this loka chanting will not go. You have to do upasana side by side. You have to give inputs, jnanam. You have to understand how money works. How does it work? Yavat vittoparjana saktah tavan nija parivaro raktah paschat jivati jarjara dehe vartam kopi na prichhati grehe. You have to understand. Yavat vitta uparjana sakta तावत निज परिवारों रख. जब तक पैसा है अपने हैं, पैसा नहीं तो कोई पूछता भी नहीं. बड़ा वर्ष ना. यावत वित्तोपार्जन सक्त तावन्निद परिवारो. So this gives me lot of value for money. Okay, then you have to understand some more. Okay, you have to understand Kabir Das. साई धन साचिए जो आगे को होए. साई धन साचिए जो आगे को होए. शीश चढ़ाया पोटली ले छात न देखा कोई कबीरा. I've never seen anyone carry his mutual fund bonds, etc. to another loka. Sheesh chadaya potli le jaat na dekha koi. Your viveka has to be developed like this. When you develop viveka vairagya, chitta shuddhi happens. But you must know that if you have this tendency, you have to work on it. How? Prayer. Ishvara, give me viveka, give me vairagya. Okay, this is beautifully structured. Let's see one more verse. One more. Achha, now this is about money. When it comes to competition, what is the problem in this world right now? Competitive living. If there was no competition, there would absolutely be no wars at all. No religion also. Religion also competition. I will take you to another world faster. My rewards are better. I am the last and the latest. Okay, you come with me, I will give you 72. Another fellow says, I will give you bread and wine. So, what does he say? Asau maya hat, asau maya hata shatruhu, asau maya hata shatruhu, hanishye cha paranapi, hanishye cha paranapi, ishwaroham, ishwaro, ishwarohamaham bhogi, ishwarohamaham bhogi, सिद्धोहम सिद्धोहम बलवान सुखी. अच्छा, ओके, होल वर्स. असौ मया हता शत्रुः हनिष्ये चापरानपि ईश्वरोऽहम अहम भोगी सिद्धोहम बलवान सुखी. असौ शत्रु, this rival competitor, hata maya, I finished him. हाँ, जो हमसे टकराएगा चूर चूर हो जाएगा, स्लोगन है ना. Have you shouted? Bank employees and other union shouting you have done. You're a member of the union, they'll say, जो हमसे टकराएगा चूर चूर हो जाएगा, and they'll be standing in front of granite walls. जो हमसे टकराएगा, the bank is being, not this man. I was working in a bank, and when these fellows were shouting slogan, I told one of these fellows sitting next to me. I didn't realize he was a union. I told him, यार चूर चूर हो जाएगा. इधर कौन चूर चूर हो जाएगा? हम हो जाएंगे या वो हो जाएगा? इधर तुम एंटी यूनियन हो. That was a lesson I learned and became very unpopular thereafter. चूर चूर हो जाएगा. So असौ शत्रु हत मया. I have destroyed all the competition. That's why the problem now. Somebody wants oil. He wants more oil than what is required. He wants to control oil resources. And the oil resources are not under his control. He is sitting far away, he cannot fight and control. So what do? In Bangla, we say, Bhidiye dao. Bhidiye dao means let two people fight. Very beautiful expression. There is no expression in Hindi there. Yeah, there is a Marathi expression, not in Hindi. You say, Shendi lagao. That's a beautiful Marathi expression. Shendi lagao yaar isko. Make two fellows fight so that I profit in the process. Because of competition. Okay? Asau Shatru Hata Maya, I have killed, I have destroyed. Hanishe, I shall destroy. Aparan Apicha, others also I will destroy. I will not let anybody survive. Okay? You can see that happening in the corporate world. Everywhere. I don't want to take names because this is on video and it will be circulated and it will hurt some people. The only hope, Sadbuddhi will come to such people. If not now, later. Not my lifetime, in their lifetime at least. Okay. Aparan apicha, I will kill. Who do you think I am? Aham Ishvara. Aham Bhogi. I am Ishvara. I am almighty in this industry. Nobody like me. I am here I am Bhogi means I am the enjoyer. Enjoyer means, I want the results. Aham Siddha, I am successful. Balavan Sukhi, I am very strong and happy. This happy is the conclusion. That's the problem. He thinks he is happy. And through what sources? By destruction, previously by longing, by acquisition, now by distraction of others who have all the money. Do you see something very often? All the wealthy fellows, wherever they write, they'll say, money does not give happiness. And then distribute it, na? You are sitting on money and saying, this is one way of making people not come and compete with them. And if you are working in his company, one of those middle class clerks, he will tell you, see, I am such a rich man, but I'm very unhappy. Look at you, you are very little, but see how happy you are. Gone, you will stop. That year's promotion you will not want. That year's raise also you will not seek. Somehow I have to destroy your competition. Balavan Sukhi. Let's see one more verse. Okay, verse number 15. We'll see. Adyo Bijanavanasmi. Adyo Bijanavanasmi. Konyosti Sadrisho Maya. कोऽन्योऽस्ति सदृशो मया वक्ष्ये दास्यामि मोदिष्ये sorry, यक्ष्ये दास्यामि मोदिष्ये इत्यज्ञानविमोहिताः इत्यज्ञानविमोहिताः. Let's quickly see the word meaning and elaborately I'll take you next week. आढ्यो बीजानवान अस्मि. Asmi, I am. Adyaha. Adyaha means rich. Rich beyond your imagination. Adya Abhijanavan. I have got a royal birth. You know what's my lineage? Do you know who my grandfather was? Adyo Asmi Abhijanavan Asmi. I am from noble birth and I am from, and all these noble birth are all created. Birth titles. कह अन्य अस्ति सदृशमया कोऽन्योऽस्ति सदृशो मया कह हु अन्य अस्ति सदृशः मया मेरे जैसा और कौन है nobody like me यक्ष्ये I shall perform yajnas दास्यामि I will give charity okay modishye and I will rejoice इति अज्ञान विमोहिताः Vimohitaha, so much deluded in ajnana that this person thinks this is all life is about. All it needs is a few seconds oxygen flow to be stopped to either here or here. That's all. What will happen? No? पता है कि नहीं? So, few seconds blood flow to one of these nerves or here, the person हो जाता है. If it is here, permanently tongue out. Knock out. Nakam in Tamil means tongue. So knock out. And this is temporarily knock out, left with the right hand or right hand pulled inside. So such a person is agyani, vimohitaha, deluded by ignorance. So far we have come up to 15. We shall go further. स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्यः परिपालयन्तां न्यायेन मार्गेण महिं महिषाः गोब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यं लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु काले वर्षतु पर्जन्यः पृथिवी सस्यशालिनीं देशोऽयं क्षोभरहितः ब्राह्मणाः सन्तु निर्भयाः सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतङ्गमय ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ओम शांति 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 श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः हरि ओम सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय हो स्वामी दयानंद महाराज की जय हो सब संतों की जय हो जय श्री कृष्ण वी मीट अगेन नेक्स्ट मंडे
Thank you very much.